Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out DLC. In the previous episode we finally sorted out a couple of things, assigned some more permanent setups, and today I have the feeling it's time to explore a little bit, know what we have going on our asteroid. I also would like to test out the teleporter device here. This doesn't need to be mopped up. And finally, I would like to also set up some solar panels so we get our power situation a little more under control. Now, at the moment, I believe we have plenty of carbon dioxide in the joint. Also, we still have a polluted oxygen problem. However, we got the germs under control, so it's not that bad. They just cough every now and then. It is certainly different than in the base game where you actually have to focus on not spreading the germs through the polluted oxygen. That was a little bit of an issue here with our bathrooms, but now that we have the new system, this is also a goner. First of all, I think we have some cleaning up to do, and by the way, there is the liquid pump that I placed in the previous episode. For some reason, it got placed all the way down there. Anyways, the question is now, how are we going to explore? Do we, for instance, want to have a look at the research and maybe head towards Atmos suits? Or are we actually comfortable distributing our oxygen all over the place? Exploring the Atmos suits is certainly going to take some research, but we can also already get into some rocketry stuff. There's also an oxygen mask station. It's kind of similar to the Atmos suit dock, however they're only going to carry an oxygen mask, therefore they're not going to be protected against the elements. That might be the better solution in order to explore upwards, since there is no real hazards. However, as soon as we go downwards, I suspect this is gonna become very hot. There should be a magma biome as well. We are doing a little bit better in terms of heat. However, I still would like to set up my metal refinery. Let me check that again. What do we actually need to make this work? I do remember now. We're going to need power stuff, especially the conductive wire and the large power transformer. I would be interested in that. Maybe some heavy watt wire. So up to low resistance conductors, that's probably where we want to research. There's also a new thing, the sugar engine. Interesting. Yeah, let's get that in the joint. In the meantime, we can already prepare the Atmos suit station. That is probably gonna go here. So what I want my duplicants to do, basically, this is going to be the cellar. And we probably want to make a division here in our base that is gonna contain all the gases. However, we're already getting things prepared by actually digging down here a little bit. I need to be careful. I want this to be built first. So let's unpause the game. And then as soon as we got this tile out of the way, we want to dig down a little bit and free up some space here. Got some more printables at the moment. I don't want to take on another duplicant, so we're gonna go for the oxyfern seed. And you know what? It might not be the worst of ideas to set this oxyfern seed up right away. I'm just gonna place that here for the time being and grab some carbon dioxide. By the way, there was a confusion as to why I'm setting up so many sinks and laboratories. My goal is to have my duplicants in 3 shifts and a total of possibly 8 duplicants per shift. So I want to plan out this space to contain 24 duplicants. If we don't reach that number, it doesn't matter, but if we do, I am prepared. It is now also nighttime. We have many duplicants. It is finally time to get into scheduling a little bit more. I'm gonna add another schedule and I want to make sure this is shifted so nothing is interfering with each other. That means as soon as their bedtime here is over, the next shift is going to get its downtime and 2 bedtime slots, and the rest is going to be work. This way we always have somebody working. Now, of course, we need a good distribution, so definitely one of our builders is going to go down. I'm also gonna put my rancher in the second schedule, and that is probably gonna do for the time being. Actually, we could take on another duplicant. Let me think about who we want to take next. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst of ideas to go with a good operator, because if we have a look at the skills, it's gonna take a couple of skill points for them to reach what I want them to reach, which is the mechatronics engineering. So they also need to be capable of being a good constructor. And you can see this is taking 4 skills and then a 5th one in order to get it. And that's going to be important for automation especially. So we have somebody who is actually proficient in building all those crazy things. Actually, since I still have the time for that, let me make another level of these guys. Now, the reason I want that is because they actually do help with the heat. They are producing some heat for us and, you know, we have too much chill going on in our base as it is. And what I would like to do is kind of finish this. Now, let me see. We still have a little bit of space before we reach the cellar. So if we did something like that and maybe removed this tile, then went all the way down here. Let me actually build the outside first. I'm not so sure about this. We would have to build all the way down here in order to keep the cold at bay. So let's go ahead and expand the ladder, just do that, and we should be golden. Looks like we also need a convenient way to actually get rid of that polluted water that can possibly just drop down here. Oh, that reminds me, we might want to tap into some of these sleet weeds. If I check my cooking station, we could indefinitely produce some frost buns as well. Which means we should go ahead and do some auto harvesting here wherever we can. All those sleet weeds I want to auto harvest, so we also need to be able to reach them. That means maybe some ladders here and there. We can hop over, grab this. This should all be grabbable at the moment. And we also want to be able to reach this guy. Okay, that should do the trick. Now, one more thing that is annoying right now. I don't want shift alarms, and I also want to rename this shift 1. It's gonna be shift 2, and then we're gonna have a third shift, but nobody is assigned just yet. I just noticed we haven't completed this room. Maybe let's get to that. We got someone trapped. Are you serious? Nicola, I didn't raise you to be this way. Another research completed. That is really good. We're actually getting there really quickly. Yeah, right now we have way too much carbon dioxide for my taste. This is going to be a big problem in the future. Now you let me know the carbon dioxide is really important, but in my previous playthroughs I learned that carbon dioxide is not a rare good. You are producing it all the time, especially once you get into more advanced power systems. So I believe getting rid of a little bit of it is not the worst of ideas, and I would like to get rid of it to this point probably, yeah. But looking at this is not really convenient. Getting the carbon skimmer in this room does make a lot more sense. Maybe I'm gonna set it up here, but this also means we need to connect these rooms so we can suck the carbon dioxide from the left side as well. Checking my pipes here, all we theoretically have to do is have another output here so we can clean up some more fresh water and put that into the carbon skimmer to get some more polluted water back. This way we are actually not removing too much carbon dioxide, since we are only using the polluted water or the water that is being refreshed by the toilets and sinks. However, at this point I want to make sure that the fresh water is first being served to my toilets, and only after that it is going down. And the way we can do this is actually using a bridge and priorities. So if we take a pipe and actually first go down one spot, and then we are gonna grab a bridge and lead this bridge up again, we are gonna have priorities for our bathrooms. The way these bridges work is we always have priority with the white input slot. Generally, the input slot has priority. Only once these pipes here are completely full, the water is then gonna go into another direction. So let's say this is the input, it's always gonna go through the bridge. However, if this is all full, then it's gonna go to the left direction. So a very easy principle that we are gonna apply right here. Now it is important that we remove, oh man, I'm missing the pliers mod, but we gotta do it. Let's grab this pipe. There's a insulated liquid pipe that we can deconstruct and rebuild afterwards. It shouldn't be connected to the water sieve anymore. And if we can do this really quickly, I'd be grateful. There we go, pipe is being taken apart, so we go up first and then join up with you. And then the next thing we can do is fill up our carbon skimmer. I believe I'm gonna put it to this floor. Yeah, why not? I don't want too much carbon dioxide in my base. We are certainly gonna collect it through different means, but it's good if we start working on that a bit. So let's grab a carbon skimmer, gonna place that right here. And if we check out the input slots, we need to input normal water and we get some polluted water out of it. However, we are removing substantial amounts of carbon dioxide. So let me actually generally rearrange a couple of things. Gonna have to remove that, and we can actually leave that. Yeah, we have to remove some stuff. Man, the pliers mod should be part of the base game. Jeez. Anyways, we want to input right here, and then we're gonna go through there directly back into the water sieve. There we go, pipes out of the way. So into the water sieve first, and then if there is no space at all available, we are gonna get out and dump the polluted water into our tank. This is also gonna require additional power. We should be able to afford it still. With that out of the way, we should be able to set up our next level. So we are already gonna get started with our ladder pattern, and then we are gonna make our way downstairs. Check out what we can find. We are also gonna prepare another area. I actually need some more polluted water right here in order to move this storage. That is gonna go right into this space. Obviously, as it is, I cannot really utilize it. You know what would be a little bit more beautiful is bring this bridge down and connect it to this. So we can get rid of that and this bridge, and this would just make things a little bit nicer looking. Okay, I think it is now time to say goodbye to this plug slug. I don't want this guy anymore in the base, and I want to make sure that the left and right side of my base are connected. If we're lucky, we can also keep on building a little bit, connect this up and connect that up. Another research completed. Actually, we got all the conductive wire, etc. in the joint, so maybe let's search for our solar panels and get this out of the way as well. That's just one more research there. Wonderful. Nicola is taking care of the important tasks, actually securing our base from the cold. In the meantime, we are also setting up some more of these composts. I'm actually gonna go with approximately 5, though this is gonna give a lot of duplicant work. Actually not, they only have to be maintained every now and then, but let's maybe do 4 instead of 5. That will give us 12 in total and therefore produce, let me see, 100 grams per second, so it's just gonna be a little bit over a kilogram per second. So not too much, but I would say it's a good way to actually get rid of the excessive amount of polluted dirt we have going on. Another thing I would like to do is actually move my electric grill downwards a little bit. I'm not sure, is this gonna be the final spot? Probably not. Maybe let's set up some of the food stuff here. Maybe in terms of being thorough, we should install all the machines we have available. Yeah, let's actually do that. We're gonna go with a microbe musher, even though we're probably never gonna use that. We're also gonna have an egg cracker here and then the electric grill. Gonna hook up all of these machines, obviously, and then we probably want another light setup here. That would be great. Yeah, this is actually covering everything, so we could do... Duplicant sensors really are not doing what I want them to do. Maybe let's have it symmetrical and do the light right here, so we can set up something like this. They should stand in the middle, and therefore this sensor should then reach everything. However, the light is not gonna reach everything, but then again, it's just the microbe musher. Let's make sure this is connected, and we also want some power in the joint. Oh, I totally forgot. We should have another skill point, Ruby. We could go with improved farming or grilling, but we still don't need that. We have it under control at the moment with the food, so I think the best thing I can do is improved carrying at this point. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The farm tile has been built. We're gonna go with the oxyfern seed here. That is way better than the carbon skimmer, of course, because we gain some oxygen back. And there's not a lot of maintenance for this particular plant. We have bubbles with operating, it's a decreased construction skill and an additional cooking, we cannot use that. Instead, we're gonna make some omelets. So in my egg cracker here, we should be able to process those eggs. Catalina earned another skill point. I'm gonna get her into ranching right away, so she can also finally have a hat. Research completed! We can get into solar panels. All we have to do is harvest a little bit of glass from here. Actually, how much is this gonna give? Hopefully at least enough in order to get 3 or 4 solar panels running. That would be great. And by the way, we should also click this teleporter here. Yes. It appears to go to another planetoid, and I'm fairly certain there's a return device. Fairly certain. Let's see the destination actually. Ah, okay, alright. So that's another asteroid or planetoid we can go to. Oversea planet. Okay. That is really intriguing. It's gonna be so great to actually build different things on different planetoids and then exchange the materials. But I guess for now we are gonna go back to our planet. Now it looks as though I could use another sublimination station. I'm actually thinking about introducing one. We could just do it here at the bottom for the time being. I think that's gonna be fine. We're gonna need to bring some power down, that's for sure, and then we're gonna do a similar setup as on the top, so with 2 airflow tiles, and then we're also gonna have 2 deodorizers. I think one of these sublimination stations is capable of supporting 6 duplicants. However, since we only have one on the top, we can see the breathability towards the bottom is actually getting substantially worse, so maybe this way we can help out with that a bit. Now in terms of research, I believe it's slowly but surely time to get towards automation. I especially want the automatic dispenser so I can set up a proper infinite storage. However, as stated in the beginning, I also would like to get into the exosuit. So maybe we should be working towards that since there is a little bit of research left over to do so. I totally forgot to set omelets as a recipe. Yeah, we also want to create omelets forever. Oh no, these poor raw eggs were just laying there. It really looks as though the brine is gonna be a huge problem in our base, so what I'm gonna do is just for a little bit set up a filter. It's a little bit of a shame, not necessarily something I wanted to do, but it is necessary. So we are gonna do that. Wanna take away this pipe right there, and then as soon as that's built, we can filter out the brine and bring it somewhere else. We're gonna actually bring it down here and then just go ahead and drop it to the bottom so we can pick it up. There it is, a liquid filter in place. Brine, we wanna sort that out. I don't wanna keep on repairing my laboratories. Okay then, it's time to collect a couple of materials. I want to go ahead and deconstruct all of these window tiles in preparation to build some solar panels. Also, we got new printables. Let's be something good. No, that's not what I want. Dirt is actually a cool thing. I also need to prioritize this machine a little bit, so more sand is being created. The next thing I can probably prepare is a door right here. We have all of our plug slugs trapped in this room over there. I'm actually gonna kill off this plug slug and then we can make our way up there. So I can finally get rid of this inconvenient ladder. Actually, let me do that once we have everything prepared. That should actually already be good, and this is just gonna drop down here in the pool we already have. So that's good. Let me still set up a tile right here so we don't have to deal with the rest of the water. There we go. That's good enough. So let's open this up, build a ladder up there, and we can get rid of this entire structure here. Finally, make this some proper rooms. Otto, enjoy the hamster wheel. It's one of the last times you actually have to use it. On top of here, I would like to set up a whole bunch of batteries. Let's see how many we can place. About 7. Sounds reasonable. And we're actually gonna use heavy watt wire in order to power these bastards. So that's gonna go through here, and we're gonna put the heavy watt wire right on the ladder, bring it all the way up to the top. Of course, we need the heavy watt wire to be able to send more than 1000 watts at a time. One of these windows is only dropping 25 kilograms of glass. It's still enough in order to do at least a few solar panels before we have to get into glass production ourselves. Okay, time to keep building up the ladder. The polluted water can drop down. I do not mind at all. This is gonna go all the way up. And we also want to remove the tile on the left side, probably. Ashcan has earned another skill point. We are already at 7 with his skill points. Actually, they do have a lot of morale at this point. I'm really tempted to get into improved carrying too. However, Ashcan is also gonna be a digger, so I think I'm actually gonna start working on that for Ashcan. This also means we should slowly but surely take care of our priorities again. So Ashcan, you want to dig and build as well. By the way, there's this new rocketry priority. It just affects pilot rockets, so that's kind of intriguing. So you can probably do more automated systems with that. Yeah, definitely looking forward to get into that. At this point, I would like to deconstruct the rock crusher. We're gonna set up the refinery here and put the rock crusher a little bit over. Hopefully that is actually enough space. Let me see, where was that? Refinement. Yeah, looks like we can get a refinery in here, and then we will be able to cool down the liquid using the cold bomb here. So rock crusher, you want to move one over, and then metal refinery, we can make that out of igneous rock, I guess. Exosuit has been unlocked. Absolutely wonderful. Maybe we can already go ahead and prepare this as well. I mean, our biggest problem with the exosuits is definitely going to be the oxygen that we need to grab from somewhere, but I guess we could set up a pump right up here. This seems like a secure spot. And I'm actually not sure what happens if you input polluted oxygen into the system. We discovered copper ore, by the way. This should also give us a little bit more sand, so I'm just gonna keep on processing a couple of units in order to get that precious sand. Nicola here with another skill point. We should go into improved carrying too. And that might be the last point. Yeah, I want to stay below 10 morale for the time being, just as a security measure. But that means we can still do improved carrying too. Oh no, how did this bastard get out of there? I thought I had them trapped in this room. Ah, there are still 3. Okay, I guess that was a leftover egg. Let's go ahead and attack this guy for some meat. Another thing I would like to set up is a fire pole, and we're actually going to utilize the copper because I have a lot of it. This is going to allow the duplicants to get down much faster. Also, right here, want to set up that beautiful fire pole and do the same thing on the other side. looks like we were capable of getting rid of some of the brine in our system, but there is still one leftover spot, and this might actually take a while for this to be used up, which is a problem because nobody is washing their hands in this sink just yet. Okay, looking at our food, I think what I'm gonna do is decommission the lower row here. And it's also finally time we got rid of this plug slug. We have enough of them still roaming upstairs. We can get rid of that cabling as well. And then, as I said, we probably get rid of the entire row here at the bottom. We have enough food going on and we can expand the farm just a tad. Gonna get rid of all of these tiles for now. Okay, good. Oh, actually, you know, I'm so stupid. Now that the water isn't moving anymore, all I can do is just remove this. I'm not sure why I didn't think of that. Oh my gosh, you guys must have been screaming at the computer screen. But I realized it in the end, so it doesn't matter. Ah, there we go. Joshua is taking care of it. And it is gone. Fire pole is almost finished. Everyone is actually helping. Now, one thing I would like to do is drain this pool. I don't need that anymore. At the moment we have... do we need to save the water? Is it really gonna be worth it? I mean, it's quite a few liters. Well, it's not necessarily lost. Yeah, let's just go ahead and remove this. Maybe we can save a little bit of the water by just mopping it up. And then it's gonna be bottled up. That might also help. I just noticed this geyser needs to be contained. This is an active one. The upper one right here, I think, is under too much pressure to be functional. So I just want to make sure we wall the other one off. Also, do you know what this is? Why can I not mine this up? This is very intriguing. It's just those two tiles. Is this a bug? Well then, I think it's time to set up a liquid lock for this location. That's gonna go like so. We're gonna need a bottle emptier right here, and of course that is preventing gases from leaking through down below the cellar. Of course, also here at the top we want to make sure that the gases are not being expelled into the vacuum, so we will have to set up a little system using mechanized airlocks. However, I'm not going to set up a liquid lock for this location. All I want is two mechanized doors, maybe with a ladder in between. There's gonna be a tile here, a couple of tiles there. We can dig this up, and then we probably want to go ahead and seal this off. So that will be going through here. There's gonna be a little bit of an exchange of gases, but only as long as the doors are open. And since we don't need to go up into space a lot at the moment, only in order to build the solar panels, this is a good temporary solution. And I'm actually gonna bring my heavy watt wire all the way up here. We're gonna need a heavy watt conductive... No, actually not the conductive one. The normal heavy watt joint plate is gonna be enough. And I want to build that right here so we can have this airtight. And then this is gonna go all the way up. Okay, soon enough we can build the solar panels. Looking forward to it. I'm also already gonna set up a power transformer that is gonna go right here temporarily, hooking that up to my system. And this is gonna provide the power to my base in the foreseeable future. At least all of the machinery we already have hooked up, and of course we're gonna need a separate cable for the metal refinery. Yeah, this is actually already getting a little bit hotter. That is intriguing. We need a way to get my heavy watt conductive wire downstairs as well. So for the time being, I think I'm gonna do it like so. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. Let me go ahead and remove this again. And what we want to have is another power transformer. So we need to go with a large power transformer. I'm gonna make it out of cobalt because we have so much of it. I'm gonna place that here. However, I want to rotate it slightly. Then that's gonna go in here. And now we can use a simple conductive wire to get downstairs. So that's just gonna go through the wall right here. And it's gonna join up with my metal refinery. In the meantime, I want to keep on digging up here a little bit in order to collect more of that precious copper material. We have a lot of brine here on the floor, so I'm actually gonna risk filling this up with brine. Let's see if we have enough of it. Okay, looks like we're almost done here. Let's go ahead and actually set this up. I want my solar panel level to be about right there. And of course that also means we want to set up a solar panel. Oh, we don't even need the sand. For some reason I thought we do need that. Currently we only have the materials for one solar panel. That is unfortunate. I took apart all of these glass pieces already. There is some more window tiles that we can take apart. Maybe we should go ahead and try to reach that. And there are definitely some more window tiles we can grab from here. Yeah, let me quickly make my way up here. This is also polluted oxygen, so that's fine with me. And then we want another ladder there and maybe another ladder here. Get all of those tiles going for us. By the way, something else that is new, sometimes they get irritated eyes if they are in hydrogen. I actually really like that change. Also looks like we mined up our first aluminium ore. This probably has some nice conductivity properties. We'll have to see. Maybe I'm actually gonna do 1 or 2 crafts. Let's do 5. Want to see what the refined version is capable of. Fortunately enough, we have the materials for a second solar panel. I wonder if we can set up a third one. That would be absolutely amazing. Great, we actually had more than enough brine. It's time to set up a station, namely the Exosuit forge. That is gonna take another 480 watts. Let's go ahead and place that right here for the time being. And we're actually gonna grab this conductive wire we already have prepared. Bring this down here into there. Actually thinking about this might not have been the best way to do it. I'm just gonna go straight down and remove the one behind the insulated tile afterwards. There is a skill point that I missed. Otto, you can do 1 more. Yeah, improve carrying too. Also, Joshua, I believe, is going to take care of operating sometimes, but I'm not so sure yet. I'm not gonna spend that point. Okay, now we need to get rid of a couple of our deodorizers. At the moment, we're using up the sand way too quick. This here can also go. We're just gonna keep the deodorizers at the sublimation stations. Aha, there we go. We got our first solar panel in the joint. It's time to speed up the construction of the wires. In retrospective, I should have set up an oxygen mask still in order to get this done. Of course, I'm losing a lot of time for them to go back and actually catch some breath. But you know, I'm pretty chill about things like that. Not everything has to be done the most efficient way. There we go. Oh my gosh, we're doing it. Okay, we're collecting 380 watts, which is absolutely amazing because, let's have a look at that. Currently, we are using 65 watts, and if you observe this number, this is never going up above 100 or so. It's actually 75 at the moment. And the reason for that is we are barely using any machinery at the moment, so the solar panels are just the perfect thing in the beginning. This also means, Joshua, you can finally stop doing that, and we are actually also gonna deconstruct our batteries here. Maybe we're gonna do that at the point where they are not full. Actually, I'm gonna remove them at the beginning of the next day. They seem to be sucking out the power of our entire system. Actually, at the moment we are filling up these batteries too. That's great. And they're gonna be cold for a long time. Yes. Oh, whoops. I can see how that is a problem. I have to remove this quickly in order to be able to build the cabling. We have new duplicates ready. Now, this could be an interesting one. Affinity towards operating and building. That is already good. Doctoring, I don't really care about that. But she's got increased machinery, 30% machine operating speed, plant murderer, decreased agriculture, okay. Stress reaction is also fine. Yes, I think Ellie is gonna be the one we invite next into our colony, which means we're gonna set some priorities. You wanna do some operating first and foremost. This also means Joshua can put less focus on operating, so actually life support and toggling first, tidying second, and then supplying and storing third, which means ranching can go down. I probably want to prohibit this anyways for everyone, except for Catalina of course, so we set that to high priority. However, Joshua, you don't want to do farming, you don't want to do decorating, actually nobody wants to do decorating. And you also don't want to do rocketry. Yeah, we can also lower the priority for attacking. That should be good for now. Let's get into skills for Ellie. You want to be a operator, so we need to get this going. We want mechatronics engineering, but since we need improved carrying anyways, we're gonna start with that. Okay, now it's time to go ahead and deconstruct these batteries. I'm not gonna need them anymore. It's a little bit of a waste of power at this point. But they seem to be prioritized anyways because they are beyond the power transformer. There we go, get this all disconnected, absolutely wonderful. And this should now power up our batteries right here on the top. Another thing I almost forgot is to put Ellie into the next schedule. So you want to be shift 2. She's gonna be happy about that, 2 downtimes one after another. What a luxurious life. There are actually 2 things I don't want to refrigerate. Well, we are not really refrigerating, but we're keeping it in a sterile environment. And that is the swamp chard heart. It does not have a freshness status. The same thing with the nutrient bar. So these guys can never go bad. And therefore we don't want to store them in the fridge. By the way, we now have 2 solar panels and there's just 1 more to go. We already have the materials. I just had to get rid of some of the rocks. But that goal is definitely achieved. As mentioned, we're also gonna prepare our Atmos suits already. This is gonna go right here, and for the time being, we're not gonna start with too many of these. So we probably want a maximum of 3 suits for the time being. We should already be able to craft them. We're gonna make them out of... yeah, let's make them out of copper, and we're gonna make 3 pieces. We're then also going to set up a pump right there, and we want a gas filter. That is gonna go right here. What did I build this out of? Cobalt ore. Okay, that's fine. We want a gas pipe going into the filter, filtering out oxygen, which is then gonna go ahead supply my Atmosuit docks. Oh man, I always do that. I always place this one too far off. This can go... This obviously is only gonna suck power for as long as we need it, so we don't really need to regulate it. However, what we need to do is get out of there. It's not gonna look absolutely fabulous in the beginning, but you know, that is just our beginner setup to get the Atmos suits going. Ah, Catalina, wonderful. Come on, you can do it. No! Then I guess the last thing we need to get going to kind of complete this episode is the refinery. We're gonna start with inputting liquid into here. I'm probably gonna go with polluted water. I mean, technically we should go with oil, so we have a little more leeway. Yeah, actually I might want to wait until we explore the oil biome and maybe pump up some oil instead. But I guess we can already get started by pumping out a couple of things here, and then we're gonna go into the cold biome here. We then want to set up a bunch of radiant pipes and eventually come back here. Let's do the radiant pipes all the way up to this spot, come back here, and before we actually go back into the refinery, we might want to do a temperature check. So, because this is a little more complex and we still need to unlock the radiant pipes, I'm actually going to reserve that for the next episode. Radiant liquid pipe, that is exactly what I want to research now. Okay, let's make sure we are only pumping out oxygen, pure fresh oxygen. And as you can see, our batteries are actually filling up and the day isn't even over. So I'm thinking about setting up a secondary area with even more batteries. So just copy this over, set up more batteries, and that is gonna make me happy. There we go, pumping gas, wonderful. So the only thing that's missing is a little bit of power. Our potential load is already much bigger than it should be. We can also get rid of that cabling, by the way. Maybe we should just take this cable instead. Yeah, we should definitely not use that wire. We just reached the 1000 watts mark, and that is just because we are using a little more power because we are actively using the rock crusher and maybe the exosuit forge. So I think what I'm gonna do is continue this wire, and we are gonna exchange all of this and all of that, go into the exosuits. Oh no, actually I don't have enough materials, so we need to craft some more. But that also means we need to cut this wire, so this isn't dependent on the same system anymore. Alright guys, I'm gonna let this play out a little bit, just keep on building until we have this all in place, and then in the next episode we should be able to keep going from there. So we can explore everything downwards, we are not gonna be scolded anymore. And we also have our power secured with 3 solar panels and a whole bunch of batteries, which currently we should have enough of. There's another blueprint. We are definitely gonna go with the sand. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Also, if you want to see more of that, please subscribe. I would be so happy if you did, if you're not already. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.